Okay, we're going to try this again because my mic wasn't picking it up, even though the settings hadn't changed since the last time. So I'm going to do a case white, invasion of Poland here of Blitzkrieg, Warsaw to Paris. And I've got way less time to do it the second time around that I did the first time. We're just going to do regular. So this is different than rain weather. That's important for air attack. So we've taken Danzig. Germany was split into two pieces with the Polish corridor up the middle, and Danzig, the free city, on the end of that, on the coast. So here's our victory points. We need 49 to win, and if you're playing the campaign, you want to keep your losses under 10. It is an enormous map, and there's, you know, very little coverage over here, some here, very little here in this salient. Massive coverage and two very large mobile units here. And then we're back to fairly thin again. And you've got to capture all these cities. If you don't capture Warsaw, which is here, then you're in trouble. Basically, you'd have to capture every other red dot city on the map, and I have failed to do that a couple times. I've won once. I don't think we have a British expeditionary force, but we'll see. If it does, it lands here, and is kind of a pain. But it's still a fun game. I think my sound and sound effects are up too high. But I just want to show you what it's like, how it works. We've got aircraft in this game, so air units that can bomb or do recon. They can blow up bridges, they can hit people, they can have a look, and run multiple missions if there's enough points for them to do it. And so I found the France, Holland, Belgium invasion case yellow much easier than this. There's just more ways to win, maybe more flexibility. Either that or I just got better at the game. We'll see. But I found this scenario, the Polish one, you have to have intention when you start. You can't, I'm going to move my units this way and then a little this way and then adjust them and stuff like that. It's like, no, I have to do a dagger strike to the heart. Okay, fast with intention from the beginning, or else you're going to run out of time. And that's very interesting. Okay, so I think I didn't choose the scenario, or I chose the scenario, not the grand campaign, and that means I didn't have to pick these cards at the beginning. For intelligence and meteorology and things like that, and I kind of wish I had, but that's fine. So it's more automated. So there's a lot of this, like hidden, what is this, right? You got to go up to it or fly a plane over it. And capturing these evac zones is helpful because then nobody can escape. And a couple different units, I guess, then you really have to use this strategic map. It's not good for scrolling around. These, I think, are like police or security units. They're lightweight, but they get to... And they're machine gunner units. Maybe they're blocker units, but they're good enough, right, for grabbing territory and that. The other thing is there's these trains, these security trains, and they can roll over and recover track, so they can connect. We're in a scenario, and I can tell because the enemy units are right there, where Poland has deployed their forces at the outer edges of the country, and the first time I played through this scenario, I destroyed over 50% of the Polish forces, and I still lost by a couple points. So destroying the enemy army is not what causes the win, right? Destroying the enemy's fighting capability. So, I don't know how good the supply system is. This is much more a traditional war game. like a war game that's been turned into a computerized war game, and that's fine. So what I like to do is start around the edges and then move into the middle. So I'm going to try and send this unit all the way over to hell. Normally, I mean, sometimes there might be a British invasion here, a BEF. But it doesn't look like it this time, so I'm going to just grab... Oh, there's a Polish unit there. Okay. And this is a rain day, so I'm not even going to bother trying to bomb anything, because it's likely our planes will fall out of the sky. We'll lose units when we shouldn't. One thing about this game as well is that you're going to have units that are split off from their headquarters. Don't expect to get total coverage like you would in Barbarossa or something like that, where headquarters are covering the units. They're just some. It's such a big map, they're going to be out of supply. So if there was a British unit or invasion force here, I'd have like 8 divisions up here or something like that. I would send these tanks up this way. They're not, so I'm going to send them this way to hopefully gobble up some of this stuff. And here's the usefulness of the train. I can... Oh, there. Okay. There's an enemy unit there. That's very interesting. And that is the very first time my train has been hurt. Very interesting. There's another one over here somewhere. Yep. There it is. And it can't go very far. I'm used to playing the scenario where Warsaw, you know, they've withdrawn. Poland's withdrawn their forces to around Warsaw and Lodz and some key cities, and that's actually harder. This is easier, but there's more engagement at the beginning of the mission. I don't know what I'm going to do with these Königsberg Fortress units. When there's a British expeditionary force, I usually run them over this way, and for some reason the rail wasn't working. It's not reachable by rail transfer. Like, why not? Oh, well, but even to go like there, that ought to work, right? That's a railway. Why isn't it available to me? I don't know. And the same for up here. So I don't know if that's a glitch or a first turn thing or what. I don't know. So this really changes the scenario, having these units spread out like this. Yeah, wow. Yeah, there really is too much territory and not enough. I'm going to have a look here. So you could hear the Junkers, the sirens. Nobody died. That's good. We didn't fly over flak. Okay. I'm going to check this out. And so now we've had a look. There's some artillery, some flak back here, and some other units. We're always going to see a radius of where they can fly to. And so we know there's nothing else there. Generally speaking, these units under 3rd Army, they're going to move to the east. I mean, everything's going to move to the east, but these guys are really going to slide that way, and they have to cover this territory. And I want them spread out here. So I like my headquarters on top of the stack where I can see them and the engineers with them as much as possible. So I can keep track of everything. Now, I'm actually going to take care of something so that it's done. Here's my strategy. Okay. Warsaw is the most important city on the map. I know this because I played it 3 times. I lost the first 2 times by just a couple of points, and it's because if you don't capture Warsaw, you have to capture every other town on the map. That's work. So because we're so weak over here, what I have learned to do is bring this motorized corps over here, probably as far as this, and bring them south and have them come down and attack Warsaw from the rear. You never see it coming. Right? They're waiting for the assault from the west here, right on this side, and so I show up here, and it's a pretty quick capitulation if we do it right. However, since the enemy units are not bunched up at those big cities, they're in the way right now, and that's a pain. So I need to get this hex at least, right? I've got some armored units. I'm gonna move them there. I'm gonna bombard the hell out of them, soften them up. If this wasn't a rainy period, I would that's fine. We're still not going to get what I want. I would be bombing them, but I don't have that option. Okay, so same as before, we've got a hex limit of what it can take. However, this number will always be higher than this number, no matter what you do, or unless you cut yourself out. Like, that's pretty good. That's probably as close as I'm gonna get. Okay, maybe 156. And so yeah, so I could make it lower, but that's about as great as it's gonna get. Now I have to look and go, okay, what number am I attacking here? If I was attacking 80 or 90 or 100, I wouldn't do that. I would stack that on and make it 200, or else I wouldn't have a chance. But it's 156 versus 22, motorized versus cavalry. We did pretty good. We didn't lose anybody, and we've booted them out and taken that. That hex. However, problem. Okay, here's the problem. They're still there. So I'm trying to get prepped here. I need some strength in this hex so they won't attack. I need some strength in these hexes. And so our train is there, but can't really do anything with it yet. I'm going to move it along a hex just cause, but 2 core. That in towards the middle. It's with airplanes, it's almost like a chessboard, right? You want to develop a piece towards the center so that they're the most useful. So there's some real annoyances here in these units and this pathway, because I want that cleared up so I can zip this core over, 19 core over this way, because that's my strategy, right? And this is why it's so important to know what what you're trying to do before you get started, or else you're going to be wishy-washy and half-hearted, and it's going to be tough. And eventually this corps is going to get out of the 4th Army leadership zone, basically, and that's fine. There's just some units like these tank units up here that are, well, often outside. They're barely in it right now, but they're often outside if I send them up here, Army Group North's headquarters. So. So let's see, we've got the usual problem with needing force, right, to surround and get past things. It sure would be nice to go after that, but this is indeed the hex. So 44, I can attack it. I'm just going to go for it. We lost a few, but I think it's important to create a hole. Fine. You can do that. Get that headquarters up top there. Go there, that's fine. So I'm less concerned with having a wall of coverage than I am creating a zone where I'm punching through and being able to surround my opponent. Yeah, I haven't played the scenario where they've been out on the edges like this in some time, so it's like months since before Christmas probably. Oh boy. So that did not go well for us. And now we've got these loose Army Group North units that we're trying to do our best with. Okay, so there again, it's something I'm not used to, right? An enemy. Being let's get OKH up a bit. Okay. We may not be able to do anything this turn, but set up for our next turn. Interesting. Okay. So I could knock him back, but I think I'd rather surround him, right? Down the road. And so I'll try and get these police forces moving in. Somebody will probably correct me and say, well, no, actually they're this. All right, I had to take a break there. You literally have to turn the sound back on. Okay, so these guys, I really hate this, but as you scroll in, you need to use this strategic map to scroll around. These guys need help taking over this area, so I'm going to move these divisions, or these corps, to the north. And ta-da, there are enemies there. So 10 corps, get your butts up there. And start moving in this direction. Oh. We hate it. I have no intention or ability to attack. I'm merely harassing. If I can. No. Okay. Any other planes back here or anything? No, I think we've done a good job of that. Yeah. These are 8th Army units. So who else is in the 8th Army here? Oh, there's 8th Army flak. Okay. That's as good as it's gonna get. Let's get up there. Alright, and these are some 8th Army folks as well. You 8th Army? You are. Best protection ever. Okay, good. So that's that. I can, and therefore I shall. Now. We've got, these are 10th Army guys, so they can't go too far to the north. Okay. So I'm going to split these guys up and do the beginnings of encirclement here. And then you'll note we have 2 very large mobile units here, and one should probably head in this direction, and another should head towards Lodz. So this is how I'm going to divide it. Get these guys out here, and boy, there are a lot of them. It's going to be a thing. That's for sure. Actually, I think that one I'm going to want to go south with. Again, the areas are so enormous that it's a good idea to figure out what you're going to attack and how before you get started. Or else you're going to have a bunch of guys running around in the wrong places. 10th Army flak yet again. More Southern Artillery, Army Group South, and frankly, Army Group South covers so much, I'm going to want to move it. Because 14th Army is part of Army Group South, and it's the one that's covering, look at all this. So that's a thing. Oh, gosh. Yeah. So the beginning stages of this game are a lot like, well, let's figure out where the enemy is and what are we going to do about it. Yeah, let's get this headed down this way. And, hit these guys. Okay, I'm going to go to the edge and come back to the middle. So, our good old Slovaks. Good blocker units, run and take territory, help out, but not great on the assault side. Well, I got 15 minutes. I might have to put this in 3 pieces. I wish the mic had worked the first time, and it was an interesting one, too. I seriously would have thought there would be enemy there, and there is. Okay. Five, so that might be enough. Nope. Not to get out of, so nobody else can get out of there, but we can bombard them. Okay, I have to remember to take a unit south there. So here we've got all these mountains, and the trails are very thin, right? As you can see, there's not a lot of choice for movement. It's this way or the highway. Do we have any ability to shoot? Yeah. Yeah. No impact. 10th, so these guys we definitely want rolling southeast. So I'm just going to set up blocking units and then try and get in to the middle. It's not working so great, is it? Alright, so we have some artillery. Alright, let's get up there and... I don't know, I feel like this is a good unit to displace. Okay, got some real damage done there. So when you're picking, the numbers are always going to be really high. This number is always going to be bigger than this number in this game. So it's not like Barbarossa. when you turn a unit off, sometimes you can't. You just can't, like that one. So that's good. That reduces it without... Wow, that's very rare. Making the fighting powerless. Now we're up against 42, so I think I need all 200. I want 3 or 4 times. And that was good for us, right? We got what we wanted. Sort of. We still need to keep punching. Okay, that worked pretty well. So I achieved what I super wanted to do, which is punch a hole through and start getting around the back, and hopefully next turn I can do the same from the bottom here and start to create some mayhem. Overload one side. We got anything left to attack with? That's not bad. We're over 3 times. It hurt us. I don't think we got in. Dims the brakes, as they say. I want these guys up more towards the front because I don't want them wasting units and flying back and forth. I'm gonna go there. I still want to stay on a railway or a road. There's no real better place for them right now. Another day. So that covers the south. Yeah, and up to here as much as we can. Okay, so we've got these little pieces in the middle left. So, do you need help? I think that's very reasonable to go send something. We'll go grab that. No, look at that. Is this the fortress line? Or is that down there? So you see, I'm not going to get anywhere, really. Oh, that's bad. With these guys, right? Kind of got the blockade on. Even with these guys freed up, it's not going to be enough to get through here. They're going to need the help of this mobile division to smash through that. We can, so we will. Yeah, these are these forts. And again, blockade is probably the best that we're going to achieve here. I'm going to link a podcast episode to the end of this. I interviewed Mike Brown, who's a scholar at Stanford, hangs around with Steve Blank, General Mathis, those kinds of guys. And he was a head of the Defense Innovation Unit, which is the organization that kind of asks, hey, what is commercial military production doing, and can we grab some ideas from you guys? And there's always an open solicitation for that. So that's an interesting conversation. We're talking about commercial technology and great power competition. So if you're interested in what we're doing with China, with computer chips and things like that, then tune into that. I think I'm pretty much done for this turn. So they just show you what you were going through. If there were more incidents and cards played, then that's what we'd be looking at. But very interesting to be playing this again with the Polish forces out at the edges rather than bunched up in the middle. And I've got about 3 minutes left. Yeah, talking with Mike was quite informative because he's seen how the military-industrial complex runs. And for example, there's not a lot of competition in it right now. There's 6 big contractors, primes, getting nearly all of the money. And so that's not innovative, is it? And, you know, if a prime likes something a smaller company has produced, they just buy it out. And that's the golden parachute retirement package for the guys who have created these businesses from about 55 to 65 years old. Okay, so they've abandoned some towns here. This is interesting. So yeah, I've been itching to play a game for you guys the last few weeks, and I had the time today. It's Friday. This is a day I take for deep work, and I'm just taking a little bit to do what I want. So you get your score sheet here. Meh. And we're going to keep going. Durability stats, little. Casualties inflicted. Casualties sustained. So I don't know if that's super informative, but we're just going to keep running. And like I said, it's important to really know what direction you want these guys to go in. After the first couple times of running through it and losing by a couple points, I decided to get a map of the actual German invasion plans. And so you could see, like, all right, what is this corps doing? What direction did, 22 Corps go in and take the general direction? I didn't copy it word for word, but, the general song sheet, right? And once I figured out to bring that mobile division around there, I won. So that's what we'll be doing, and hope you enjoy this. Likes, comments, shares, appreciated. If you know somebody who would like this, please share it with them, and I will link to the interview with Mike Brown, former head of the Defense Innovation Unit, on commercial technology and great power competition in the description, and I'll have it probably come up as the next thing that you could go to. Thanks for watching.